Good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday, so it's time for my midweek pickup as usual. Today I'm gonna try and keep it a little short and sweet, versus what I've been doing here lately. But today I want to talk about knowing your enemy. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because it's so many people who are confused about themselves, what's going on in their life, what's going wrong in their lives, and they are blaming the wrong person or people when they should be looking at the right person. Now, when you see certain fighters, or if you see, especially if you watch football, you know that people watch film on the opponent that they're going to be facing that week or in the future. They watch film, they study up, they get prepared, and they are ready for whatever they think that person has to throw at them. Now, the reason why I'm using that analogy is because it's not like your quote unquote enemies are watching film on you to see what they can do to bring you down even more, because sometimes it's not the outsider that's the enemy. Sometimes we are our biggest enemy to ourselves. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, what are you talking about? What do you mean by that when you say that? And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Because no one knows you better than yourself. So, with everything that we have access to now, especially social media, and I'm going to hit on this real tough and real hard. And a lot of people, always say they tired of people being in that business. Or they're tired of, somebody always thinking that they know what's going on or whatever the case may be. But your beef shouldn't be with the person who's, in your business or whatever, because 9 times out of 10, you've put your business out there for people to be in it. Therefore, you're kind of becoming your own enemy, because you get upset, you get mad because people know what's going on in your life. But the only reason why people know what's going on in your life is because you're broadcasting everything for everybody to know. Now, I think it was a week or two ago, I talked about knowing your weaknesses. And this is something else that's going to tie into today's midweek pickup, because if you don't know your weaknesses and someone else can pick up on your weakness, then you're not only making it worse for yourself, but you're making it even easier for somebody to pick you apart. Recently here, I've realized what my weaknesses are, and I know exactly what they are now. So now what I'm trying to do is, become a better person and make my strengths my weaknesses. But the thing is that I'm not about to tell you what my weaknesses are, because it's not really anybody else's business but your own business. If you have something that you struggle with, why would you put it out there for people to know about it? And then when you continue to struggle with it, somebody might bring you to an area where you know that you're going to be struggling with something, and that's your weakness, but they bring you around that type of thing. And then you never are able to move forward and better yourself, because you're always around the one thing or the two or three things that's constantly keeping you grounded, that's constantly weakening you to become better. A lot of people don't understand, because a lot of people don't want to admit that they have weaknesses. But what people have to understand is nobody that walks this earth right now is perfect. So we're going to have flaws. We're going to have moments where we are weaker than we were maybe yesterday or maybe even an hour ago. It's always going to be something that's either going to make it worse for us or to make it better for us. But the thing that we need to focus on is what's going to help us to make it better. Therefore, staying away from certain things that you know as your weakness is what's going to eventually make you out to the person that you're trying to be. Now, it's so many different things that can weaken you, but like I was saying with the film and everything, how people watch film to prepare for the next game or prepare for the fight or whatever they're trying to prepare for, they watch film, you have the best advantage because you don't have to watch film on yourself. You know exactly who you are, what you're doing, and what's ailing you, if you will, from becoming a better person. So instead of, putting all your business out there, letting everybody know what's going on with you, and just making your weaknesses become so apparent, what you need to do is kind of sit back, figure out what it is that makes you weak, what it is that's making you continue to stay at that point, and then try and fix it. Because if you don't try and fix it, then it's going to be so much stuff that you'll miss out on because you're being weak and you're, catering to the weakness more than your strength. And then you're going to look up and it's not going to be anything else that you could do about it to save yourself, to save your relationship, to save whatever it is that you're trying to save, because you let your weaknesses overtake you. And once your weakness overtakes you, it's so hard to try and climb back up to the top and get to the point to where you're strong again, because you're so used to being in that weakened state. A lot of people suffer with, drug addictions. A lot of people suffer with money spending. A lot of people suffer with infidelity. A lot of people suffer with men. A lot of people suffer with women. But if you're really truly trying to become a better person, why would you continue to be around the things that's going to make you even more worse off than you are now? Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to, if your weakness is drinking or something, I'm not saying that, oh, if you're going somewhere that has drinks, you can't go there anymore, period. No, it's also called willpower too, but you do not continuously put yourself in that space where you know that you're the weakest at, and you don't go there every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things to where you're like, hey, I know I'm having trouble with this. Maybe I'll go, once a week or once every 2 weeks. I'll go out with my partners, hit up a bar or something, have a drink or something like that. That doesn't mean that you have to, your partner calls you every day and you're like, hey, let's hit up happy hour. And you like, cool, but you know that your weakness is drinking. So why are you going to happy hour every day? It's not going to do anything for you but make you stay where you are, stay rooted in the weak point of your life. So, and I'm just using that as an example, but you need to put your weakness into that example and just really sit back and think about it. Like, why keep hurting yourself? You know what I'm saying? It's not so much other people. It's not because you're tired of people being in your business. It's what you wear on your sleeve. If you put that type of energy out there, that's what people are going to perceive, and that's what they're going to get from you. So the right people are going to try and kind of steer you away from it and be like, hey man, maybe we'll do this another time or something, or maybe they won't even invite you, and then you'll be like, oh man, they ain't even invite me. But it's not because they hating. It might be because they're trying to help you get over that point of weakness that you're at right now. So like I said, I tried to keep this short and sweet, but know your weaknesses, man. You have to know your weaknesses so you can become a better person. You have to know who the enemy is. And sometimes yourself is the biggest enemy. 9 times out of 10, yourself is the biggest enemy. So you have to do what you have to do to train yourself up and prepare yourself for any situation that comes along that you may be struggling with that is considered a weakness for you. With that being said, I'm going to go and cut this short. Happy Valentine's Day, people. I think it was Sunday was Valentine's Day or whatever. I know that means a lot to a lot of people and everything. So hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. As always, keep God first, family second. Everything else will fall into line. But again, remember, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and know who the enemy is, because it's not always about the blame game, because you're sitting up here blaming somebody else for something that you are in control of. So it's not their fault, it's really your fault, because again, you are your own enemy. With that being said, peace out, people. I'll see y'all next week. Have a good weekend.